So we are one of many branches at EPA that processes acquisitions, procurements, and contract actions, and a lot of the work that EPA does is contracted out. The primary support function we have is for OLM, or the Office of Land and Emergency Management. When we first deployed ELMS, the first report that I ran, we had 62 funding action PRs, 87% were over PALT. And PALT is Procurement Action Lead Time. That essentially just means when we get an action, how long does our policy say that we have to complete it by? For our actions, it's 15 days. So that essentially means 80% of all the PRs that we had, it's already taken more than 15 days. So the first thing that we had to do was process those PRs that were already behind schedule. But within a relatively short period of time, it was about 2 months, we were able to reduce that backlog from 62 to 0. And since we've done that, we've been able to process all of our funding-only action PRs within PALT, so now we're 100% compliant.
The flow board identifies where each requisition is in the process, and we have symbols that help us identify whether something is on time, is not on time, or if there's an issue. And so we're able to visually see in an instant what our current scenario is. Started the ELMS process, our huddle met every day to address our backlog of PRs for incremental funding. And it was very productive in that we were able to communicate together our similar issues. And we have a tick sheet now that we are able to track those issues. And so rather than complaining about the problems, we are now documenting those issues and are able to actually implement change through data that we're providing.
Process improvement through ELMS has allowed us to focus on certain simpler tasks to start out with, to try to get our feet wet, to understand what the mechanisms of lean process management is, understand those concepts, apply those concepts to try to standardize some work, become more efficient. And now I think we're blossoming out to realize how this can be applied to more complex acquisitions and essentially help reduce things like the backlog, make us become more efficient, where we're not so much crying about needing more resources. Now we can just rely on the process improvements that we've already created.